Yo, yo, yo. What up, deep divers? My name is Adam Roa, and we are doing a deep dive musing today, diving into the subject of releasing the attachment to results. This is the deep dive with Adam Roa. I wanted to, do what I do all the time, which is just like share truthfully what's going on and what's alive for me in my own kind of like personal development process. Like what am I working on? Because if I just share that, what is that line? If I just share that, I will be as open and vulnerable and transparent as possible. And then, that's where connection's found, right? And my hope is that you'll find it valuable, right? I think we can all relate to this thing where we get attached to results. We do something and we're hoping for a particular result. And how do we let go of that? Before I dive into that topic fully, I want to announce something really cool because if you follow me on social media and you listen to this podcast, you're probably aware that my album, Permission, is currently available for pre-order. And there's a good chunk of discount available on the pre-order price. It's $9.99 for pre-order, which is cool. And I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing a really fun giveaway right now because the single, You Are Who You've Been Looking For, the poem that went viral, I turned it into this musical track, and I am putting it up on Spotify. You release a single, I have a video for it that's going to be released. And so what do we do with that? Well, there's a pre-save campaign. Basically what that means is if you go to adamroa.com, you're going to be able to click on the thing that says pre-save for this single, which basically means that you will be notified when the single drops on Spotify. You'll be one of the first to know. And here's the thing. If you pre-save the single, your name is going to be entered to win one of 3 prizes. And there's going to be 3 different days where I do a drawing from everyone who's submitted for this. And the giveaways are going to look like this. The first giveaway is a free digital download of the You Are Who You've Been Looking For meditation affirmation, which is really great. And the second gift is actually going to be a free digital download of the album when it goes live on December 3rd. And the final winner is going to receive a free ceremony box. There's only 111 of these. They're being sold for $97 on my website, but there's only 111 of them. And inside these ceremony boxes, it's included is a custom candle, custom matches, custom journal, custom pen, fly cacao, ceremonial grade cacao, as well as a custom essential oil blend that has been created specifically for this album. And all of that in this beautiful 10 container, when I say 10, T-I-N, and we're going to give one of those away. And all you have to do, go to adamroa.com and pre-save the single for when it drops on Spotify on December 3rd, which you're probably going to listen to it anyway. So this is a chance for you to win some stuff for free. So I'm really excited about that. Please head over there. That actually helps with the single when it gets released to have a bunch of people already saying that they want to hear it. It helps with the algorithm. So even if you don't care about winning that stuff, it would really mean a lot to me if you'd be willing to do that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And today's topic is about releasing the attachment to results. And what I just did was talk to you about something that I'm doing to help with the success metrics of this album release, right? Because I want people to hear it. I want people to buy it. I want people to listen to the You Are Who You've Been Looking For single when it comes out on Spotify. And yet, I also want to release the attachment to the result. Meaning, I don't want to feel like a failure if it doesn't get as many listens as I'd hoped. I don't want to feel like I made a mistake investing so much money into creating the album if people don't buy it. I don't want my feelings of worth as an artist to be threatened based on anything external, any sort of validation needed. I'm sure many of you have heard this, and I think it was Picasso, maybe Van Gogh, but I think it was Picasso, who didn't sell a single painting while he was alive. And now his paintings go for tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. We never know the impact that our art, our creations are going to do. And when I say art, I just mean your creative, unique abilities, whatever that looks like, how you cook food, how you clean your home, how you do your accounting job, like your creation. We don't know how it's going to be received. We don't know who's going to appreciate it. And that's why it's so important that we do it from the space of not needing that external validation. And I'm in it right now a lot because for those, I don't know how it appears on the outside, where when you think of me, when you think of what's happening in my life and what I've done over the however many years, I don't know how long you've been following me, do you consider me to be successful? And if so, why? Like, take a moment. Why would you consider me successful? And do you consider me to be someone like who fails at stuff? You see, I have put out so many things and launched so many things that did not go the way that I thought they would. I've launched coaching programs that didn't fill. I've launched courses that didn't sell. I've put out videos that didn't get views. There are so many examples I have of times that I've put myself out there and had high hopes that went, and it didn't go the way that I thought it would. And then lo and behold, a poem goes viral. And within the first 24 hours of the You Are Who You've Been Looking For poem going out on Goalcast platform, it had received 24 million views. It had 40 million views in 48 hours. It was like wildfire. And there were people in my ecosystem that said to me, it was so crazy to watch that happen. Like overnight, you just like blew up. And I went, it's not really overnight. Sure, overnight we see this thing pop off and the social media grows and all that stuff. But I see that as the result of all the energy that I've poured into my art and my craft and putting content out there for years. By the time that poem went viral, I'd already done 2 international tours of my spoken word poetry show that I had organized myself, paid for myself, didn't make money on, probably lost money on them, because I wanted to share my art. I wanted to go across the globe to Australia and organize these shows and share it because I was just so passionate about it. And I'd been putting out coaching videos for years. Before there was anything like a Facebook Live, before Instagram even existed, I was recording videos on my cell phone of me and then uploading them, talking about all kinds of things. Abundance mindset, manifestation, the value of tribe, like all of these things that I still talk about, many of those subjects. And I was putting those videos out, and when I first started putting out, they got like 100 views, 300 views. And then that started to build. And then I would launch a coaching program that would have like 4 people in it. And then 7 people, and then 11 people. And the reason I'm sharing this, the reason I'm talking about this is because all of those things that I did them because I was passionate about them. I did them because it felt right. It felt like the thing to do. And even though I couldn't see direct ROI from a lot of it, even though I couldn't see the social media like blowing up from it, at a certain point, the scale tipped, and it tipped through the catalyst of a piece of my poetry going out on the Goalcast platform. That's what tipped it. But that's really just the modality. That's just like the straw, the final straw that broke the camel's back, as they say. It's kind of sad, really, the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, give the camel a break. But it's not, to me, I don't see it as this isolated incident where I blew up overnight. I see it as all of those years of doing all of that leading to that moment. And so even with the Art of Choosing Love, the YouTube show that I made for the last year, I poured over $100,000 into that show that I put out on YouTube entirely for free. Entirely for free. Because that felt true. That felt right. And I'd be lying if I didn't say there were times where I go, what am I doing? Does this make any sense? This doesn't make any sense. This is a terrible business decision. But what I believe is that is like planting a seed and pouring all of this energy into it and then watering it and just giving my love and my energy into something that will blossom, that will grow. Who knows when? Who knows how? And this album, right? This album, for those of you on the YouTube right now watching this, you can see this is the album artwork, by the way, Permission, my Permission album. I love this artwork so much. The artwork is so dope. It's half my face, half of Wolf's face morphed together in this like cosmic craziness. And you can go to adamroa.com, by the way, to pre-order the album and see the album art and do the pre-save of the single. But this album, that's a hefty investment. And at the time, people were saying, why are you going to do that? You're not a musician. How are you ever going to make that money back? That's a terrible investment. Take that and take all of that money and make more coaching videos. Take all of that money and invest in Facebook ads. Take all of that money and hire a PR firm, like whatever it is. But for some reason, I just knew that the album was the thing. And so now it's going out into the world a year and a half after I started the project. I have no idea how it's going to do. I have no idea if people are going to buy it. I have no idea how people are going to receive it because I've never heard anything like it. It is so unique. It is so innovative. It is an entirely new genre of personal development, and I am so proud of it. And that is what I get to focus on. When I talk about it, I can talk about it from a space of how proud I am of this creation, this body of work. I can focus on the fact that through making the album, I feel like I unlocked my musician, the music in me. I started to hear music in life in like a completely different way. And what I saw as being possible for my life and my artistry completely opened up because I made this album through that process. So it's priceless for that. And do I want it to do really well? Do I hope that tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of albums are sold? 100% I do. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, the giveaway that we're doing to pre-save the single that's coming out, that's a big deal. So like if you're literally listening to this and you get value out of my podcast, I'm letting you know straight up that would be a huge help to me if you do that. And I'm rewarding you for doing it by entering you in, and you can win some prizes. But like that helps. How does it help? I'll give you the specifics. If you pre-save it, and you get notified, Spotify's algorithm sees, oh, wow, people are excited about this, which means that it might get on some of those playlists that you see on Spotify, and that is a huge deal. So I'm hopeful that you'll do that and support me in that way. Do you have to? No. Will I stop making this podcast just because people don't do it? No. But why? Because I love this podcast. I love it. I'm passionate about it. The album, if no one listens to the song, like, am I going to be sad? Maybe. Am I going to regret it? No. I'm so freaking proud of it. And that is how we release the attachment to the results, is we focus on the things that we focus on, the growth. We focus on the value that we've gained from it, that can't be taken away from us. The only way we can lose it is if we choose to focus on what we don't get or don't have, and just take our lens and point it in that direction, instead of saying, wow, I'm a musician now because I started this project. I have completely up-leveled what I think is possible for me as a creator. I have completely expanded what I think is possible for me to create because I made this album. I feel like I finally am stepping into this really unique space as a poet, musician, filmmaker, and like interweaving all of these things. I feel like I've found my voice in a really powerful way because I started this journey. And no amount of sales or lack of sales of any of it, no amount of saves or pre-saves on the single will be able to take that away from me. And as long as I can remember that and see that, the value extends so much further than any of the stuff that I might worry about. I'm forever changed. I'm forever expanded. So notice, this is my choice about where I choose to focus my energy, my lenses that I'm wearing on this whole process. That helps me to let go of the results. That helps me to relax into it. That helps me to feel like every single one of these album pre-sales is like such a blessing, because it's not filling some hole. If I had in my mind, well, I need this many sales or it's a complete failure, well, then each one of those sales isn't a blessing. Each one of those sales is like a necessity so that I don't feel like a failure. And so in your life, where can you see your attachment to results? Where can you see where you're assigning your worth or your value to some form of external happening? And in that area of your life, can you find where the value is, the value that can't be taken away, the value that has shifted you? Can you find that? Can you see it? And if you can, because it's there, if you can find it, if you can see it, then every time you fall into that loop of, I'm worried about this result, just remember the value that can't be taken away from you. That's yours. That's your gift. You earned that. So thank you for creating. Thank you for being willing to expand and grow. Hopefully, and if you're someone who's been wanting to, this is a lens that you can wear during the process. You're worried, well, what if I do this thing and no one likes it? Awesome. Look at what you don't even know what you'll gain by doing it. But I tell you, if you have that itch, that soul calling to do something, there is going to be expansion for you. You are going to evolve as a soul, as a human. That's why your soul's calling for it. You won't even be able to understand ahead of time what sort of shifts are right there, but they're coming if you step into this, whatever that is for you. And that's me right now. That's me stepping into my creatorship. That's me stepping into the version of me that's now saying, well, now I'm selling things. Yeah, I've had so much resistance. How crazy is it that I've had this podcast for years? I've done over 200 episodes of this podcast between the musings and the thought leaders. Over 200 episodes of this, not monetizing it. I made The Art of Choosing Love, didn't monetize it. Putting it all out for free. All of these YouTube videos and Instagram lives and Facebook lives and YouTube lives, yeah, free. Because an edge for me has been saying, hey, I'm selling something now. I'd like you to pay for it. So I'm evolving and expanding in that. That's me. That's where my edges are now. And I get to focus on the growth that's happening. And yeah, like you can see it in my YouTube video if you're watching this, that like I'm smiling right now. You can hear it in my voice because I'm appreciating how much growth I've had through the discomfort. This is available to you. Lean into that discomfort. I want to thank you for listening to this. I want to thank you for being a part of this and let you know that if you want to be a part of, like, if you're interested in this album, there's an opportunity to have an online remote digital listening with me as the facilitator. I'm going to do it on December 4th. And there's 111 limited edition ceremony boxes that we've made for this Permission album that contain the most amazing little items for your ceremonial listening. And everyone who gets one of those boxes is going to be invited to this private listening event online on December 4th. And I wanted to announce that because I want you, the podcast listeners, to be aware of it because it's being announced on like my email list and various things. So I want you to know about it. And the giveaways. So please, even if you're not interested in winning it, go to Spotify, go to adamrowe.com, hit the pre-save button for Spotify. It would mean the world to me. I'm doing this organically. I'm leaning into tribe and saying, this is me asking, this is me sharing. And I know that you're going to love this album. I know that you're going to love the ceremony boxes and the singles and everything. And if you can take the time to support, I appreciate it. Go out and create. Step into the unknown and watch yourself evolve. I want to remind you that in all ways, you are seen, you are heard, and you are loved.